Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All educational videos and tutorials. In this video today I will talk about Helldivers and all the drama about developer versus publisher versus gamers versus money spending versus data and so on. So it will be like a little bit about game development and game industry, rent or whatever you would like to call it, but no tutorials. That doesn't mean this is not necessary to understand, quite opposite, and that is why I talk about these issues from time to time, even from my small indie developer perspective, but some of those things are really obvious if you dive a little bit into them. But the problem with those issues is that most of those problems people do not want to admit or recognize until they are faced one-on-one with them, and then it's mostly too late. In this specific case, the problem with this game, Helldivers, and PlayStation as its publisher was that when this game was sold on Steam, you could be able to play it from anywhere, almost anywhere in the world. When you buy it, play it, and that's it. No problems. Most gamers like the game. It got great reviews, great comments and so on, so just people liked it. It was fun to play and so on. But recently Sony, as its the publisher, told people that even to those who bought the game, they had to create PlayStation account, even though they are not going to play it on PlayStation or whatever. They bought it on PC, but never mind, just now go and make some PlayStation account. You don't have to own the PlayStation, you don't have to play it, but we need your account created as a must-have. So that created a big problem for most of the users, not only because they don't have PlayStation or don't want to create an account, but mostly for PlayStation previous history with their data, their user data hacked and abused and whatever, sold online. They had some serious problem with hacking their data. So most of the people don't trust them no more. So why should we trust them now when they asks us to create account? And that made a big drama on internet in terms of gamers and game developers, YouTube channels and so on. Most of the people reacted on the first catch like, oh, this is outraging, we have to stop it, blah blah blah. And that made sense actually, in terms of that was natural reaction. And but the whole idea with this issue and similar, which I was talking previously, is that people they don't try to look at the wider, bigger picture, to step back and think long term, or what these people want to accomplish anyway, or what they can accomplish anyway. So from my point of view, first of all, recently, I think yesterday, Sony made some statement which was again by gamers and people online, YouTubers. They saw it as we have won, Sony has lost. But I wouldn't say that way, in terms of they never said that. First of all, they never apologized for what they wanted to do. They never said we are sorry, we apologize, we made a mistake. So no mistake admission from their side, no apology, no sorry, no whatever. it's just okay, we heard your feedback about linking account update, and we required some of that for new players and so on, so we will not be moving forward. This is not, they're not saying we stopped it forever, or we're not using your data in some other way. You should be just reading what they said, and we're still learning what is best for PC players. So again, they're just dividing the herd, dividing the customers, the clients. All they see you is a money making, profit making clients. So they're just trying to make some kind of best resolution for them, not for gamers or players anyway. So we're going to keep you updated and so on. So the whole idea here is that we will not be moving forward with what we said before in terms of account and so on. So that doesn't mean they will not come up with something even worse, or they're not using your data now in different way, and so on. So those are completely different things, and people, most of the gamers, yeah, they just they are very impulsive and they don't understand it or don't want to see it. It's simple as that. That's both funny and sad at the same time. And again, I can guarantee that 90% of those people who bought the game, they just never read the terms of service, OIL or whatever it's called. And I bet somehow in those terms of service, Sony as publisher has the right to pull the data from Steam or developer as Arrowhead Game or whatever. Even you don't have PlayStation account, they can take those data from your Steam or PC or whatever you call it. I'm almost sure, I cannot prove it or not 100% sure, but again, that can be in your terms of service which you never read, but you have confirmed to, you have applied to when you clicked on OK, I agree on it. That was the first thing, because this is not any kind of win which those gamers try or YouTubers try to present or whatever. They're just so funny and again sad with their hype, how do you call it, first of all. But I wanted to talk about other things like reviews. Now you can see that I have made this screenshot like few hours ago, a few days ago or weeks maybe, when Sony announced that they want you to create a PlayStation account if you bought this game for PC on Steam. Never mind, just create PlayStation account. That was at that moment reviews from people who bought the game were down like 100%, almost all of them were negative, and these numbers with which are now mixed with 300,000 and so on, they were like bad reviews, do not recommend game and so on. And it was again, it was very expected. If you bought the game and play it on PC, why is someone then later asking you to make Sony PlayStation account when you don't have PlayStation, you don't want to play it, you don't like Sony, you think they cannot keep your data safe and so on. So that was all normal in terms of expected. Okay, people are raged, so now reviews are bad and this game is going to fail. But the problem again with that is that those reviews and that kind of attitude towards the game, which is now one of the most popular games and most played games on Steam and in general, it's not good. It's not good for business. Again, you as a gamer or even as a game developer, from the point of a perspective of publisher or game engine, developer, you are just client, you're just money making machine, bigger or smaller, and if we have bad reviews, that is not good for business. So let's change them. And I can bet and almost sure that even Steam helped them in polishing and fixing those ratings. In terms of, some of those were again normally changed to okay, now it's all cool because the game is not asking me to create PlayStation account. But anyway, it was expected from my point of perspective. Again, it's long term and step back to see the whole picture. It must be like that because it's a business. It's business after all and before all. And I see lots of people here, not only on my channel, which is very small, but in general in studios, people who are hired to work or recently are losing jobs because game dev industry is shrinking and failing on lots of stuff. It doesn't need so many workers anymore. They do not get it, and those people are grown ups. Those people are old in terms of not kids, not teenagers or some young people, and they do not understand. They are much in it with their passion, gaming passion, gamers passion, and that is not good for you as a person in terms of your personal development and how those companies or developers and studios will treat you. Most of that is very hard to explain or transfer to other people in terms of they do not believe you. They have like some kind of I don't know, La La Land or some kind of imaginary vision of their dream studio, dream game. I want to work on it, I want to buy it or whatever. If you're a gamer or a game developer, it doesn't change. And especially for big studios. For small studios it can be different, especially indie. But these big publishers, and when they put their paws on developers, that's it. They don't want to lose money, and they want to get more and more of your data, so they can see what else they can sell to you. Simple as that. So that was one other issue which I want to talk about, and you can see it even now. All reviews now are mostly positive, which is literally I made this screenshot. I popped this Unity. I will talk about this in a few minutes about Unity and so on. But I popped it over this image. But you can see this mixed 317,000 and mixed 600, and both of those are mixed. That was a couple of hours ago, and now you can see. Now we're again in business as usual in terms of all reviews are now mostly positive. That's what we want to have. So from 317,000 and 600,000, 8,000 comments later, we have this game mostly positive just because of this. Although, as again, just read this PlayStation what they told, how it's official announcement, however they call it. They never said they're not going to use your data from other sources like developer, from Steam and so on. It's just those guys didn't win anything, and you can see now on YouTubers, gamers and so on, we're so powerful. We defeated Sony. We like won. We won against the Sony. Sony is backing. He's stepping back. He lost. He had to do it our way. And which is your way? You didn't get anything new. You have the option to play the game like you did before. It's like you don't have any new feature. The game is not cheaper. They're not selling it for less money. They're not making some kind of giveaway so we can try it for free. They're not. I don't know. They're not investing money in the creation of new content or whatever, you didn't get anything new. And again, okay, you defeated what you had. That's a success nowadays. But you didn't want anything. You just you're back on the old track. And the whole idea again. Another issue that is again another topic which most of the people don't see. Sony and this Arrowhead Game Studio and Helldivers as a game, they got free commercial from all of this drama and people ranting on YouTube, YouTubers, gamers. Look at how many people watched those videos, commented on the game. So many new people heard about that game, checked it out, and see, okay, so this game looks good. The problem is only with that Sony PlayStation account, but maybe some of those people already have those. Okay, so just buy the game and so on. So you just made a free commercial from the game, and your reviews, your comments are just gone with the wind. They're away, they're lost. They're now again mostly positive, so it's back to the business as usual. And again, most of the people will not get most of the things which I'm talking about or admit, but and that is why I wanted it to compare it with Unity, which I will do it in few next moments. But again, try to think about this problem, this drama on more larger scale, not only this time but always. And even if your mind, if your sight is limited or focused on something, at least try to go horizontally in that industry also. Like for example, okay, Sony is asking for the game which he published. He invested some money to publish it, so he wants me to install some kind of software from it, which I don't like and I don't want to do if I don't have to. But let me compare it, for example, maybe to Ubisoft. If I want to play Assassin's Creed, I had to install some kind of Ubisoft launcher. Is that cool with me? No, it isn't. But yeah, that was a must-have. They've asked for it. Same for GTA. GTA Rockstar, I think, also has its own launcher, and people are not making so much trouble of it. And I bet most of those users are sharing the data and agree on it when they check that agree box when they install the game, but they never read it or understand it or care about it. So Ubisoft, Rockstar Games, then for Minecraft, I think I also had to install some kind of Minecraft launcher. Yeah, I think so. That's Microsoft, right? And even Microsoft bought other studios like Activision, I think, Diablo stuff, and Blizzard, and so many other huge studios and big games. And I haven't seen that those gamers, which are so powerful and so together, strong together, I haven't seen them stop playing games or deleting the games or launchers or stuff like that when Microsoft did that. So it's not new, it's just business as usual. And those companies, they try to push it and will push it, and they, as I just said a few minutes ago, they never said I'm sorry, we made this mistake, we apologize, we will somehow try to make this better from the mistakes which we have learned now. No, it's all about, okay, we're not going to push that, and that's it. Even that is not clear, but no apologies, no sorries, and no clear aim, no clear goal in terms of what they are going to do or not, or what they're using your data, client data for. Again, that was like horizontally trying to compare it to other companies in same industry. And even horizontally, maybe we can say it, you can compare it to game engine developers like If you remember me talking about here on my channel also about Game Maker, which I make tutorials about and think it's really great engine. They were subscription based until recently, when they changed it back to one term payment, like pay it once and use it as many times as you want for as long as it exists, which is great. But they never said, okay, we made a mistake, we learned something, we're sorry, and so on. No, same approach. So you have to push as a gamer or game developer or client in any kind of industry or buyer of any kind of service or goods. You have to you need to have some kind of goal, aim, agenda, and push it from your perspective, and not caring about these guys and their ideas in terms of they will always try to protect themselves. Another topic, again, this will be around half an hour maybe so, but and without cool animations, and but you have seen that here before. Also, a very important question about this is about which some of the YouTubers mentioned. I think I saw it on their channels. Don't have the links, but again, it was some of the biggest, I think, YouTubers, when commenting on Helldivers versus Sony versus gamers. They also talked about community managers a little bit, and made real world examples about how those community managers from developers of Helldivers, which is Arrowhead Game Studios, how they behaved on Twitter, YouTube, and so on, and Steam, when people got crazy. And now they're not crazy, now they are mixed and mostly positive, and I bet after few, maybe even hours, but few days for sure, this will be again back to mostly positive. So no one will remember this incident. But the whole idea is what was like, people were making sane, normal questions to community managers, like, why are you doing this? And we're going to stop to play the game. And one of the, I think, girls on Twitter, community managers, said like, we need you to create Sony PlayStation account, even if you don't have Sony PlayStation or don't have those games which Sony PlayStation needs. You're not going to use that account anytime. We need it to for you to install it, so we can then it will help us to fight the how do they call it, the people who are when they play a game, they are like trolling or trolls, or there is a word, yeah, you probably know it, I cannot remember it right now, but the problematic people who are making problems while playing the game online. And this guy was again answering in next question, next step, like, but you did that before me creating this PlayStation account. You were able to do it, and did you do it before? You were banning the people who made problems online, who were toxic, trolling or whatever, cheating, cheaters, haters, trollers, whatever, trolls, whatever. You were able to do that before. Of course, this girl, I think she didn't answer on it, or maybe she answered it, yeah, but we can do this better. How are you going to do it better when you have my account at Sony? What is that kind of information which my new Sony PlayStation account will create that will help you, and you don't have it already? Again, that's just simple propaganda and stupid try to respond on simple sane questions from clients, from people who bought the game. One community manager, or maybe that same, just didn't answer later, or just deleted it, gone offline, didn't answer the questions. Other one said to client, to customer, something like customer was complaining about all of that, saying like, I don't want to install that Sony PlayStation account, so I'm going to deinstall this game, delete it. And then after a few minutes or I don't know, later he said again, oh, so what are you going to do? Is there a solution for this? And the community manager said, I thought you were going to delete and deinstall the game. You're still what's wrong? You're still on. So it's just like those people, most of them are just seeing you as a customer. It doesn't matter how your opinion of the game or the game ecosystem or your friends in the game, that doesn't represent the developer, the company, the publisher. It's mostly about how much money you bring to them. Okay, so we talked about all of those different issues, and the last one, but not the least, is again me talking about these issues. One more thing about Sony first. I was talking about Sony recently, I think a month or two ago. A month ago when we talked about PlayStation digital games removed. Some people, some customers of Sony PlayStation Online, which was recently, you were asked to install the same client as guy who bought game at the Steam and never needs it, Sony PlayStation account. That account was, and data from it was breached from other third party, or maybe deleted from Sony itself as a mistake, but their games were lost and they couldn't access it, I think, for some time. I hope they got it back later, but anyway, it's something which you have paid for, and you go to your account and you see it empty. It's not normal state, or it's not what it's supposed to be and what you paid for. So again, try to connect it to all of those problems and all about how these companies react to them. Other thing which I wanted to talk about, and again to make people on this channel before else to understand, that always try to see the bigger, wider picture, not only again about your company or problem or industry, but at least try to go horizontally more in similar problems around industry, like we compare to other developers, publishers, and so on, and also try to compare it to other stuff. Like, for example, if this happens in game development industry, let's see, for example, how people who create game developers tools like Unity, Unreal, and so on, how they behave. And for you, again, who are a little bit longer in game development or follow game development, a few months ago, maybe a little bit more, half a year, I cannot make a precise estimation, but most of you heard about Unity problem, about how I didn't talk about it again because it was drama like this with Helldivers, and I didn't want to rant about it because so many people did it already online. I didn't have anything new to say, at least in terms of mainstream and all of those things which I'm talking about here now in a long-term and wider perspective. Most of those people don't believe or don't care about that much or don't understand, so I also skipped on Unity problem. It was also funny and sad as this Helldiver is problem now, but the whole idea, and I'm finishing here, is that the point here I want to make is that Unity wanted to apply some kind of runtime fee. So every time your game, when you publish a game and you create it with Unity, Unity will somehow, through some magic or data, using data, client data and so on, they will know how many people installed your game, and they will charge it per installation, per runtime. So as many people are playing your game, that is like, I don't know, million people times, I don't know, 5 cents or 15 cents, whatever they they thought in that perspective. But anyway, the whole idea is they were trying to charge you by runtime, by installation, which is crazy. Nobody does that. That doesn't make sense. And again, the same, try to compare it with this thing here. The same kind of anger was pushed toward Unity, but especially toward Unity's, I think, CEO, which again makes sense that Richitell, or whatever his name is, which is, I don't know, multimillionaire probably, not because only his payment salary, but bonuses and stocks in stock market. And people were outraged, started deleting Unity, same thing as with Helldivers, and commenting. They were like YouTubers, game developers, blah blah blah, we're transferring to Godot, to Unreal, and so on. And after some time, that guy like lost his job. But again, that's what you see on the first line of the news. On the second line and on the third, if you know how to see, and even if they wrote it, which most of the people won't, you have to understand that that guy is a multimillionaire. He has bonuses from Unity. He has stocks of Unity on stock market, and he even didn't lost in terms of he lost his job. Maybe he wanted to do it, so they just agreed, okay, let's try to push the runtime fee. And guess what? The runtime fee is still on. You can read it here on unity.com pricing updates. So in short, if you make $1 million during 12 months and 1 million of initial engagements, which means I think installation, don't get me for word, check it out, then you have to pay 2.5% of your revenue, or so you can pick one of those, or you can pay the runtime fee. So runtime fee is still on. You will pay it if you create more than $1 million and more than 1 million installation, I think, initial engagements. And then they will again decide which one of those is lower. So they are good guys. They are giving you, okay, you can choose which one of those is lower, and it's probably this one, 2.5%. And again, I think this is more or less fair in terms of, okay, if I'm making $1 million during 12 months, and I did that based on Unity engine, which is something which I have used to make the game, create, and that is something which I couldn't create from scratch. I had to use it either Unity, Unreal, or whatever, Game Maker, or whatever helps me to make my game. This is not too much. But again, this wasn't before. This was introduced when that whole drama about Unity fee was active, and the whole idea is that Unity runtime fee isn't gone. It's not away. It's still here. Same with, I think, I cannot prove it, but I bet there is some kind of terms of service line which says, okay, Arrowhead Game Studios can use your data to blah 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 blah, make game better, and Arrowhead Games Studios can use that data to blah blah blah. They don't even have to say to give it to publisher. We're using your data to make game better. Simple as that. What that means in our perspective, that means we're going to give your data to publisher, which is PlayStation, and then they will help us to make this game better. And that is true in one perspective. The problem is with you if you don't understand it, or don't care about it, or don't have the tools to make them say it clearly or whatever. But what they wanted to say, they have agendas, they push those agendas, and it's not only Unity or Unreal or Steam or Epic Games Store, or they all have the same Apple Store, blah blah blah. That's all the same business as usual. Again, sorry for a long rant, but I think some of those talks are necessary for most of the people to understand that this game, the only aim for this game is to sell and to make more people play it and sit in front of the computer. So you're not going to change it by not creating Sony PlayStation account or vice versa creating, and that's it for them. As long as they keep you seated, they can give you some crumbs or illusions that you have won, but at the end I don't see here any apology or admission about what they wanted to do or stopping them forever to do that or not doing that in other way. Same as with guys from Unity, which I was using as a metaphor, as a parallel second example that you can understand better. Runtime fee is on. Here it is. 2.5% of your game or runtime fee based on monthly initial engagements. Simple as that. So you didn't kill the runtime fee, you didn't defeat the Sony. You can think about it and rant about it on YouTube, but the real world works a little bit different. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in next one. Bye for now.